Hi, hello. Yes. Although I've been doing these meditations on Sunday nights, this is a first that I'm doing it in English. Um, but I have decided I'm not going to switch completely. I mean, today's meditation will be in English, but I will alternate. So next week will be in German, and the week after that in English, and so on. So that feels like a good mix for me. um, yes. So the idea behind these meditations is to get you started on your own meditation practice. Um, if you feel like it's hard, if you've been wanting to meditate but you feel like it's hard to sit by yourself and you feel like, oh, I can't do this, I have all these thoughts. um, I'm not saying that that's going to go away when you meditate with me, but when you have like a reason or like an external, um yes, like this, a kind of, a date so to say, then you're more likely to do it, and I will guide you through this, and I will be talking so your head, your thoughts has something to focus on. And so maybe you can find quiet in your mind in having something to focus on, which of course you could be reciting a mantra for yourself. And of course, it's great if you do take the step and meditate by yourself, but this is kind of, yeah, it's meant as a starting point. Or if you enjoy meditating with others, then it's a good, yeah, this is it. This is what we're doing. Um, this is not so much like explaining how meditation works. And I mean, if you're interested in that, there's a bunch of videos about that out there. This is not it. This is just doing it together. And I just feel like it's important. What I want you to know and understand that, um, yeah, in the beginning, when you're not used to just sitting with the thoughts that you have going on in your mind all the time, then it doesn't feel pleasant. And that's not where, like, that's, if you have that as a goal, then it's going to be even more unpleasant because you will find yourself unable to do that. So the idea is really to give yourself the space to sit with whatever thoughts and emotions are there constantly in the background anyway, and to just give yourself the space and the time to open up to, you know, consciously, um, to becoming conscious of them, and to allow yourself to accept that they're there, and being like, oh, okay, that's what I'm thinking, that this is what's bothering me, this is what how I'm feeling. And because all of that is going on constantly, throughout the day, and usually we tend to not deal with that and try to push it aside and try to like cheer ourselves up or think about something else. um, but that isn't working. And the only thing that is working is becoming aware of what is going on. And then it's not even so much about doing something about it, but it it does create peace, and it does relieve some of the pressure by just allowing yourself to become aware of it and allowing those thoughts and feelings or emotions to exist, and for, even if it's just a few minutes, to not be pushed aside. That can be a great relief in itself. So that is what we're doing here, and that is, of course, it's just a starting point. And if you have more serious issues, then of course you should consult with somebody that you trust, or find somebody that you trust. So this is like light, everyday mental hygiene, basically, is what this is. And Yeah, so if you're here for that, then welcome. And yeah, let's get started. Um, if you want to, you can close your eyes if you feel comfortable with that, or if you feel okay being uncomfortable. Mm, Close your eyes and imagine that all the words that I just spoke and whatever has been going on throughout the day or even the past week, can imagine that it's like falling to the ground like feathers or leaves, that you don't have to hold on to it. It's, yeah, it's there anyway, but you don't need to hold it up. And focus on your breath. You don't have to do anything with it, but you can observe how it's flowing, how you're inhaling and exhaling, and just observe whether you're inhaling deeply all the way down into your stomach or if your breath is very short. And for now, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to fix anything. You just observe. And what usually happens is when we observe something that it automatically adjusts. And if it doesn't, that's fine too. This is the space where you give yourself and everything that is permission to just be as it is. This is not the space where you run around fixing stuff or wanting to fix stuff. Or maybe you want to, but this is the space where everything is okay as is, even if it doesn't feel okay. And just like you're observing your breath, you can observe your body to, maybe you've heard the term body scanning, that you're the observer in you wanders through your body from head to toe and just, yeah, it just becomes aware of how it feels. So you start at the top of your head, going down, feel your face, forehead, your eyes, nose, cheeks, your mouth, and of course you feel the back of your head too. You go further down through your throat into your neck. How does it feel there? And then your shoulders. It's safe to say that for a lot of us, it's normal that there's usually a lot of tension there at the end of a day, especially when we sit in front of a computer a lot, or just because we put pressure on ourselves. Mm. You go further down through your arms. How do your upper arms feel? Your elbows, all the way down to your hands, your fingers, your fingertips. And then you go back and travel through your upper body downwards. Feel your chest, your back, your stomach, your lower back. And you feel your um, yeah, your your butt and your thighs, and maybe if you're sitting down right now, you feel, how does it feel like that you're sitting on a surface you're sinking down into? Feel your knees, your shins, and your calf muscles. And feel your heel and your feet all the way down to your toes and the sole of your feet. And you just observe. You don't do anything with your observation of how it feels to be in your body right now. And if you want to, you can imagine that there are roots growing from the sole of your feet down, all the way down into the earth, that connect you to the earth. And you can imagine that everything that you don't need anymore, be it thoughts or emotions or anything that you've gathered, like on an energetic level in your body, that you can release that through these roots and let it, yeah, release it to the earth. Kind of you're kind of composting the used up energies. um, if you feel like that's a really weird image, you can you don't have to do it. You can stay with feeling how your body feels, or you can, if you feel like, oh, but I would like to be able to try this, then you can just tell yourself, yeah, I know that my mind doesn't understand and maybe thinks this is silly, but I'm just going to trust that, yeah, I can play around and try this anyway. So you can imagine that with every exhale, you're releasing and letting go of these old used up energies. And maybe you can even feel how your body feels lighter, and that it feels like there is space being freed up in it. And this connection to the earth through your roots, it's not just a one-way street. So it's not just you releasing and composting energy. You are also receiving new energy from the earth through these roots. And it's really, you can imagine it just like a plant is taking up nutrients through their roots. You can do the same. So the space that is being freed up in your body, um, maybe you notice that there is not really a vacuum. If there is free space, then there's usually something else wants to take up that space. So you can use this and imagine how new fresh energy from the earth is, um, yeah, flowing up to you into your body, and is filling that space. So this is a way to renew your energy. And just stay with this cycle for a little bit longer. Image of releasing energy that is, yeah, depleted, mm, not serving you anymore, and of being filled up with new energy. And if you're wondering, like, oh, okay, am I doing this right? Because I'm still worrying about stuff and I don't feel completely renewed. And yeah, maybe you feel like this is incomplete, or you're probably, if you are experiencing this, you're probably doubting yourself and feel like you're doing something wrong. No, this is just like a quick way of recharging if you're like generally balanced. If you feel like there is actually, like in your life right now, then there's maybe a lot going on that needs more than just a quick recharging of energies, then of course that's not going to go away from this exercise, or this, yeah, what do you want to call it, yeah, meditation. So I'm not saying that to to take away like the effect of this, or to make you feel like, oh, oh, this isn't working, but it just feels important to me to point out, like, if you feel like you're not as recharged as you maybe think you should be right now, then there's probably a reason for that, and the reason isn't you doing something wrong. So that being said, if you feel like just continuing this a little longer because it feels good, then of course you're welcome to do that, and you're welcome to repeat this anytime you feel, whether on your own or just rewatching this. I'm going to share the recording afterwards. Um, if you feel like this is just, it feels more like a band-aid on something that is bigger, that requires more attention, and yeah, you don't know what to do, you're very welcome to write me with your question, or if you have any questions in general too, of course. um, my email is below this video if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're watching it on my site, my email is there too. And yeah, thank you for sharing this space with me. For me, this has become a very, I cherish this Sunday night ritual. And yeah, thank you for taking the time, not just for me, of course, but that you're doing this for you. And the more we take care of ourselves, the easier we are to be around. And not that that's the goal, but I feel like it's very important, yeah, that we do this, that we take time to take care of ourselves. So thank you for doing that. And yeah, if you want to join the German meditation, see you next week. And yes, have a good evening or day wherever you are right now, and a good start into the week.